It's time for another Dice Tower review with Z Garcia.
Hey everybody, Z Garcia here. A game that came out recently and seems to have flown under the radar is Thunderbirds. This is a cooperative game from designer Matt Leacock, same designer behind Pandemic and several others. And I think the game is very interesting. It's a solid co-op game. I like it a lot. And so when I heard that they were coming out with not one, not two, but 3 expansions for it, I was pretty psyched. And so today we're going to be taking a look at one of those expansions. We are taking a look here at Tracy Island. I am going to be doing a video for each of these expansions. Go check those out. And if you don't know how to play the base game, you should probably go check that out as well. I will not be doing an in-depth overview of that. I'm just going to be showing you what's new in this box and what it adds to the base game. So, let's take a look. The Tracy Island expansion to Thunderbirds gives you several new aspects to play with, and many of them do feel like it's more of a component upgrade than necessarily new things, but there are a lot of new things in the expansion. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's all the components. The first thing you get is you get a brand new deck of 56 disaster cards that would replace the one you've been playing with in the base game. So we would get that out of there, and that's the one we would play with now. You also are going to get 4 FAB cards. You can just shuffle those into the base deck there. You get 4 new event cards. Same thing, those are available when you're setting up the game. You are getting 3 new characters, and they are here. You get Tintin, you are going to get Brains, and you get Parker. And so that lets you have a little bit more variety, and you get, for each of them, you get a new vehicle or location as well. So you have here for Tintin, you have the plane, and you have the boat here for Parker, and then Tracy Island itself, which is a little module here that sort of upgrades the printed Tracy Island on the board, but now does allow you to drop characters off there even if there is no other vehicle there, which is very useful, can be very handy. You are getting, of course, the character packs for all those, and you get some new vehicles. You get 4 new ones that you can throw on there, and they can be built. They tie into some of the disasters, of course, all of that stuff. But besides that, you don't have to use those anymore if you don't want to, because you are now given plastic upgrades for all of those vehicles. And so instead of building the little cardboard bit and flipping it over, you can instead give yourself the little plastic model there. And they have a little letter on the bottom to let you know which is which in case you're having a hard time differentiating which one is, what machine each one is. You get a little board overlay for that very purpose to help you identify them all. It includes the new ones, of course. And then you also get a new overlay over here of the new speeds of the brand new machines. That really is pretty much it, except for setup, of course, where you're going to, possibly have some characters end up with a new, some players end up with the new characters. You put FAB2 here in Europe with FAB1 in it, and, Parker would be manning, helming that ship. And, we have Tintin over here, starts at Tracy Island. That is pretty much the game. Everything else is going to flow the same way. You are still trying to win by stopping the Hood, achieving his objectives, preventing disasters from happening, things like that. The new gameplay concepts are that you now have a Tracy Island proper, where characters, as I said, can be dropped off and stopped there. You have some new pod vehicles, and the new characters themselves, which are going to add a little variety if you've played the game a lot. This is a good one. If you play the game a lot, you want a little upgrade to the components you're used to, and you want a little more variety, but not necessarily a rewrite of how the gameplay goes. You are just getting new parts of the same aspects you had before. That's pretty much it. That should give you an idea of what's included in this box. let's go up top and I'll tell you what I thought of it. As I briefly said in the overview, for me, the Tracy Island expansion feels the most out of all three, sort of like an upgrade pack to the base game as opposed to necessarily a bunch of new stuff. There is some new stuff in here. The new characters, new vehicles, Tracy Island itself, all of that is new. But I love getting more pod vehicles. I love getting the upgraded pod vehicle miniatures. I like the whole new deck of cards, disaster cards, that introduces the new vehicles into it. All of those things. It's the one, I think, if I was going to recommend just one to folks, and they said, oh, I really like the base game. If you're happy with the base game, this might be the first one you get, because it's going to give you more of what you like already. It's going to give you better bits for the game you already enjoy, and a little bit more to explore in it. And so I think it is a really solid expansion. I like it a lot. I would definitely recommend it to folks that enjoy the base game, because I think it's worth it. I think it's going to give you an interesting experience that is not different from what you know, but will enhance what you know. And so that's the Tracy Island expansion for Thunderbirds. As I said, I am doing a review for the others as well. Go check those out. But that's it for this one. Tracy Island for Thunderbirds. Definitely check this one out.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.